This is Monday with the Mayor on 18 WJTS, and we are in Huntingburg talking with Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner. And Denny, good things happening in Huntingburg. By the way, congratulations, being reselected, I guess, as the mayor of Huntingburg for 4 more years. So that means that now you've got things on your plate that you're going to continue, and one of those would be the wastewater project, and you have a meeting coming up this Thursday.
Right. On Thursday evening, we're going to have an informational meeting about our wastewater project. This is a project that has been kind of in the works since 2012. Because of the planned growth at that time, even before some of the stellar projects came in, we were reaching the limits on the capacity of our wastewater system on the north side. A major concern would be if we would get any additional industrial growth, which is the part right near the industrial park. We could be pushed into a situation where we would have the state say, you're full, you have a sewer ban, where you cannot extend or expand the system at all. So with that in mind, in 2012, under the leadership of our wastewater superintendent, Mike Kemp, we began looking at a project that would increase our capacity and allow growth to continue in Huntingburg. Added to that now with the stellar projects that are coming online and the workforce housing that is planned on the north side, that only heightened the need for this project. So it's about 2-3 years of planning have gone together for this, and what this will be is the bids were actually let in October for this project. We haven't notified the bidders yet. But what we're looking at is about a $3.5 to $3.7 million expansion of the wastewater project, a new line that will go from the north side to the existing water plant, wastewater plant near City Park. So it's been very well planned and documented, but of course with that cost there will be some rate changes associated with that. How rate changes happen in the city of Huntingburg, there's 3 boards that must provide input and approve any rate change. Of course, the utility board would being one of those, which is the same as our common council, the Board of Public Works, which oversees the wastewater department, and we have a utility rate advisory board, which is a citizen board that has to review any potential changes in rate structure. So there's 3 boards that are going to have to look at the data that we have and decide what the proper path is to allow the city to pay for this project. Because there is a lot of depth and a lot of information that is going to come out of this, we decided that instead of having 3 separate meetings, we're going to have a joint meeting of those 3 boards on Thursday night. Our rate consultant, Buzz Crone from Indianapolis, who has done and worked for the city for years and years, is going to come down, explain the process by which we might be able to fund this. Also there will be Gary Ladd, who is the engineer that designed the project. So we're going to talk about what the scope of the project is, what needs it meets, and then talk about how it can be financed. There's going to be a couple of options out there that the boards will see. We want them to all hear this at the same time, and then we can set the timetable for how we approach those changes that we see as coming up. So Thursday night, at 7:30 here at the council chambers, the engineering firm and the consulting firms will be here to explain the whole process. All 3 of those boards will meet in joint session. There will not be any action taken at that meeting. It'll just set the table so that when the action items start, that we all hear the same information. So all 3 citizen boards will be hearing this information. Any citizen who wants to come and hear about the project and what the potential changes are is welcome to come as well. But I do want to stress that it's not an action meeting. It's just more of an informational meeting. But it is open to the public. Anybody who wants to know more about it can be there. And you know, again, this is part of a plan that started a couple years ago. One other factor that's coming into this as we move forward, many cities, I know the town of Ferdinand is facing this as well, a new mandate for our wastewater plant to take care of phosphorus removal. That's an additional cost to our department. That's kind of stretching our budget a little bit. So as we plan this, we want to make sure that the wastewater department has the financial capability of handling all the mandates that are there and to provide for this project that will allow our city to grow. So a lot of information is going to come out of that meeting, and just if anybody has concerns about it or want to be informed about this, that would be the meeting they can attend. And then as the boards move forward with the action, we certainly want the public to be there to hear the discussion as well.
Now you have a new member to the city of Huntingburg, the police department, and that is Esther. Tell us about Esther.
Well, Esther is our newest addition to our police department. Esther is a police dog, our canine unit. I want to congratulate Officer Himmer. Josh Himmer was kind of took an initiative after being on our department for a couple of years, had been involved with departments that had canine units before, and kind of took it upon himself, went to Chief Parks and suggested that we look toward getting a canine unit here in the community. And with the chief's leadership and with Josh's incentives, we've moved forward with that. What I have to say is that this is all possible primarily because of the great response from the community. Officer Himmer started a fundraising effort, knowing that the budget had been tight. We're in the middle of a budget year, so there wasn't a lot of room for a lot of expenditures right now. Officer Himmer and the rest of the police department started a campaign to raise funds for the canine unit. And let me tell you, just a history of Huntingburg, when you ask for things, they respond. And there's been tremendous outpouring from the community, fundraising events up and down the street, different organizations stepping in. We had a canine walk this last week as part of Christmas stroll to help support that. And at our council meeting last Thursday, Esther was part of our meeting, came in, and it's a 2-year-old dog that has been trained in drug search, and Officer Himmer has gone through several weeks of training to provide that, and I think it's going to be a great addition to our department. Canine units, we've been relying on either the city of Jasper or the county sheriff's department, which has canine units. If we needed that, we had to rely on the cooperation with them. Great cooperation, but it's not the same of having your own. So Esther is now a part of our department, and Officer Himmer is doing a great job of preparing it. They've already done some public outreach for that, so wanted to know that it's a great program. It's something, kids love to see dogs, and having an officer with a dog is a way to open up some communication with the young people in our community as well. But it's also going to serve a great purpose. I mean, we do have a problem with, want to make sure that we do everything we can to make our community safe, and this is the primary reason for it, is that with this dog we will be able to do some very aggressive things toward approaching the drug problems that do exist, and making sure that it's approached in a positive and in a professional way. And just looking forward. So you see Esther out with Officer Himmer, make sure that you say hello. But it's a working. She's here to do work, and I'm sure that it'll be a great addition to our department.
All right. Well, Mayor, thank you very much. Always a pleasure talking with you, and happy Thanksgiving. I guess about a week early.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
This is 18 WJTS.